Yes, it's quite a card, and we put a lot into it because we feel simply that if you're going to uh, teach children, young men, young women, that you're going to be a champion of the world, or now that you can be the president of the United States.
Yes, without a doubt.
Certainly, you must have that type of atmosphere at their disposal.
Sure.
So we don't have our fights in the basement of what do you call those houses? The projects.
Sure.
On a street corner. We don't do that because we want our young people to understand you should be rewarded
Sure.
for wanting to be you. You should be rewarded for knowing that there is a God.
Yes.
You should be rewarded for not wanting to follow Iblis, who defied God.
Sure.
So to that end, we, like the belt that we have, the belt that you have there, no one, that's a real professional championship belt.
Wow.
And we give those as opposed to golden gloves, diamond gloves. They give them little trinkets, little things that cost $2.99.
Right, little glove, right?
Exactly.
Look like a gold and then it turns silver after a while, right?
Exactly. So, and you got to understand who allows them to do that, gives them permission to do that. The black coaches, they allow them to cheat our children like that.
Sure, sure.
See? And it's wrong because then you become part of the problem.
Sure.
You see? And so the young man and the young woman, they then don't aspire to greatness.
Sure, sure, sure. So you guys are bringing them into the fruition in terms of the style, the grace, and the glory that come along with this training.
And the pain.
And the pain. And the pain. We can't get rid of the pain.
Right.
And the hard training that comes along.
Yeah.
So the person become a total package.
Exactly.
And that right there is what we need and everything.
Exactly.
And to address that question you asked in the beginning about what's happening to the fight game.
Yes,
like
yes.
the heavyweights,
The heavyweights.
professional boxers.
Yes.
You understand? See, it got to a point where our people do not want to train like the old fighters train.
Sure, sure,
You know,
sure.
they main purpose right now, they don't have pride in winning. They want to make money.
They want the purse.
Making money is on their mind. They don't know that to be a professional boxer take hard work. You know, you can't just go in and win a few fights in the Golden Gloves and then turn pro and think that you're gonna be a heavyweight champion of the world.
Sure,
You
sure,
know what I'm saying?
sure.
The type of training that go into boxing, man. You know, like I used to go down to Ali's camp in Deer Lake, Pennsylvania, and see. And I used to arrive there like 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I see Ali and Blood coming up over that hill. They've been out running since 3:30, and they just getting ready to end their run.
Sure, sure.
And then by the time I'm there, they on the flat. They done ran the hills, now they on the flat doing the sprints. Okay, so now after they did the running, Ali he'd go rest, you understand? And then I'd stay there all day, you know. And around about 10 o'clock that morning, you'll see him coming into the gym, doing pad work and all like that. And then he'll finish that by 1 o'clock, and he'll be back there about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and he'll have like about 4 or 5 fighters in different weights. You know, lightweight, junior, middleweight, a middleweight, and a light heavy, just throwing punches at him.
Sure.
Which he returns he didn't even return. He just blocked.
Oh wow! I'd love to see that right there.
And he tell him, listen, I don't want you to let up. I want you to throw punches fast as you can. You know, and he'd be picking them up. I'm talking about a lightweight. You imagine a lightweight throwing how many punches that he could throw. You know, and Ali, he never threw punches back. All he did was block and move. And all this was in his training routine, you know. And then at the end of the day, what was the old man's name?
Bundini?
Bundini.
No,
Brown?
not Bundini. He used to give him the massage. He did him a massage, and he'd be there, take your time and relax, get a massage and everything. And then he'll retire by about 7 o'clock that night.
Right. And you
But-
get up here next morning.
That routine each morning,
Sure.
you know, and especially when he training for a fight, you know, he trained like 12 to 15 weeks straight, just like that.
I read a book once about the great Muhammad Ali, and the guy was talking about the bag that Ali used, I believe, to fight
Foreman?
George Foreman. Supposed to be some special heavy
Heavy
bag.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
build up his strength, you know,
Yeah.
because so when he started to throw the punches, yeah, he make sure that Foreman felt it,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Because you know, once you saw like once he got Foreman tired and he caught him with a left hook, you know, he know he had it.
Well, you know, two fights of Muhammad Ali's career, since we're talking about Ali, that was, I believe, misunderstood by many, was the George Foreman fight. I've read many books about it, heard many stories that the great Ali took such a beating all the way up to the 8th round or whatever. But once I got that fight on tape, I didn't see that beating that Ali was supposed to be laying on the ropes and Foreman beating him and beating him and beating him. And the way many described it was that he just laid there, and then at this certain urge, at his last moment, that last 17 seconds, he came to life and knocked a Foreman out. And another fight is the fight that he had, his last fight in Bahamas, I think it was, with Trevor Berbick. Okay, and they said that he couldn't beat Father Time and this, that, and all these different things they said. But once I saw, someone knew that the love of Ali that I had, they got me that fight, and I watched it over and over. And that fight really could have went to Muhammad Ali. It didn't have to go to this guy, because Berbick did not beat him, and as the writers, you know, so you think, you know, it makes you wonder, you know, so much emotion is captured along the way, that sometimes the story is just not really what it is, and that's why it's good to have a camera, so therefore you got it, you can see it over and over and over again.
And one other thing is, see, the public and the news media, they didn't want to capture the strategy that Muhammad Ali prepared for each fight.
Sure.
Like he had mapped out just how that he was going to fight for him.
Right.
You know, he knew that and studied for him, and he knew that the most of his fight he won between the first and the 4th or 5th round.
That's right.
And if he get him past 6 or 7 rounds, he gonna be taken easily, you know. So he prepared himself. I watched Ali when he used to just let fighters just hit him and he just took it in him just like that.
Rope-a-dope.
Yeah, just like that. They don't know that he prepared for this type of fight.
Sure.
You know, and he took punches and he knew what he could take, and like you could tell that once Foreman threw himself out in the 3rd round, you could look and see the punches he was throwing didn't have no more power.
Yes.
You know, and Ali was swimming in it.
Right.
That's all the best you got. You know, you can't hit no harder than that. You know what I mean? You know, my wife hit harder than that. You know? So he just got Foreman angry and angry. He started throwing all them wild punches, man, you know.
Coming out of Alabama, whatever, Knoxville, Tennessee, or whatever.
So they forgot the intelligence that Ali brought to the boxing game.
And you know, that intelligence is not, you know, unfortunately, it's not told like it should about many that have strategized to build our communities and to build us up. And that right there is a loss that we have, because you know what? After the dominant culture in America tell a story, we seem to just go right along with it. You know, never, you know, and I have to say, in defense of Don King, I've seen many people, I mean, don't even know boxing, that would criticize the man, and I mean, talk about him like he was the worst on, you know. Sometimes I say, hey, ho.
But see, that's because
Self-hate.
they never really had the knowledge of what Don King did or went through with fighters.
Sure.
He didn't know that he picked the fighters up by their bootstraps.
Sure.
And he fed them, he clothed them, he bought them cars, and he housed them for years before they got in a position where they could gain a big purse for himself. So what he supposed to do? Forget about what he did?
Right.
All right, so like the money that he invested in them, like when they do have a big purse, he get his money back plus his promotional fee. You understand? So what's wrong with that?
Modern